Okay, so today we're going to be talking about graphing in standard form. Now for this one, we're actually going to take the standard form. Standard form is ax plus by equals c. That is how we set up standard form. Now, for this one, we are going to, and all of these are not in fractions, so they're all integers, and it is ax plus by equals c. What we're going to do to solve these things and to graph them is we're going to change them from standard form to slope-intercept form and set up the graph. I think it's a whole lot easier if you change them from standard form to slope-intercept form to make our graph. So the first thing we need to do is we know that slope-intercept form always starts with y equals. So we're going to set this up where everything is just equal to y. So in this case, we have x plus y is equal to -2. We need to get the y by itself. The x is adding to it, so we're going to subtract x. Be careful here. These two cannot be combined. This is an x and this does not have a variable. They cannot be combined, leaving us just y equals -x. Those cancel out. -2. Now that we have our slope-intercept form, we can solve and, we can make our graph. So let's start with writing our slope and our y-intercept. Well, we know the slope is the number paired with our x. It is a negative sign. If there's no number in front, it's understood to just be a 1. So it'll be -1 over 1. And our slope, or our y-intercept is -2. It is always our constant. So remember, it's y equals mx plus b, where b is our y-intercept, and the number with our x is our slope. So we're going to start off here by graphing to begin with. We start with our y-intercept, or -2. And our slope is -1 over 1. If it's -1, we're going to go down 1 to the right 1. Down 1 to the right 1. Down 1 to the right 1. And we always start from the next point. This is going to be my line. Don't forget to add your arrows to show that it goes on forever. Now let's look at number 2. Okay, so again, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to change it from standard form to slope-intercept form. We need to solve for y. So the first thing I need to do is get this term with the y by itself. This 4x is adding to it, so we're going to subtract 4x. I'm going to rewrite it. These cancel out. Give me -5y is equal to -4x plus 5. Well, we still need to get y by itself, and is currently being multiplied by -5. Remember, if it's directly next to your variable, it is multiplication. So we're going to divide everything by -5. These are going to cancel out, give me just y equals. -4 divided by -5 gives you a positive 4/5. Remember, a negative divided by a negative is a positive number. 5 divided by -5 is -1. We need to write our slope and our y-intercept. Our slope is always the number paired with our x. So in this case, it's 4/5. And our y-intercept is always the constant, or the number that does not have a variable. In this case, it is -1. We're going to start at our y-intercept. We're going to go to the y-axis and stop at -1, which is right here. And our slope is 4/5, so we're going to go up 4 and to the right 5. Or we can do the opposite. Remember, you can have a negative over a negative and still be the same slope. So we're going to go down 4 and to the right, or to the left 5. Like that. Make sure you draw your arrows. Okay. Let's do 4 more examples and then we will be done for today. Again, we're going to have to start by solving for y. This 2x is adding, so we're going to have to subtract 2x from both sides. That gives me -y is equal to -2x plus 4. Well, we still have y with another number next to it. This time it is negative. If our y is negative, that's understood to be a -1. we need to get rid of that negative sign in order for it to be y equals. So the -1 is multiplying. We're going to do the opposite. We're going to divide by -1. -1 divided by -1 is just 1. -2 divided by -1 is 2. And 4 divided by -1 is -4. Remember, you always change the sign of everything in the equation. Now let's start by finding our slope and our y-intercept. We know the slope is always the number paired with our x. So in this case, our slope is 2. If it is an integer, remember that it is always going to be over 1. Our y-intercept is always the constant, or the number without the variable. In this case, it is -4. We're going to go on our y-axis and go down to -4, and that's going to be our first point. Our slope is +2, so that means we're going to have to go up 2 and to the right 1. Up 2 to the right 1. And it goes on forever. Or you can go down 2 to the left 1, as long as it keeps the same rate of change. Like that. And don't forget your arrows. For the next one, again, we are going to solve for our y. We need to get y by itself. This 4x is adding. We're going to subtract 4x from both sides. Those x's are going to cancel out. Give me 5y is equal to -4x plus 10. This 5 is multiplying our y. We know this because it's directly next to it. So we're going to do the opposite. We're going to divide by 5. These 5s are going to cancel out, give me y equals -4 divided by 5 is -4/5. And 10 divided by 5 is +2. Our slope is always the number paired with our x. In this case, it's going to be -4/5. And our y-intercept is +2 because that is our constant. We're going to start at our y-intercept. We're going to go on the y-axis and stop at +2. That is our first point. This time our slope is -4/5, so we're going to go down 4 and to the right 5. Or you can do the opposite. You can go up 4 to the left 5. Like that. And that is our line. Again, we're going to solve for y to begin with. I'm going to subtract 3x from both sides. Those are going to cancel out. Give me y equals -3x plus 5. Well, we already have y. It's already solved. So what we need to do is figure out our slope and our y-intercept. Again, slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope and b is the y-intercept. M is always the number paired with our x. So this time the number paired with our x is -3. So the slope is going to be -3. Remember, if it's an integer, it's always over 1. And for this one, our y-intercept is the constant, or the number without the variable, which is 5. We're going to go on the y-axis and mark our point at 5. Our slope is -3/1, so we're going to go down 3 to the right 1. Down 3 to the right 1. Down 3 to the right 1. This is going to be our line. And don't forget your arrows. Last question to go through. If you guys have any other questions, or if you need me to go through any more of these, please message me on Schoology. We're going to start by solving for our y value. This x is adding, so we're going to subtract 4x from both sides. Those 4's are going to cancel out, leaving me with 5y is equal to -4x plus 5. We still need to get y by itself. It is currently being multiplied by a 5. We're going to do the opposite. We're going to divide. These 5's are going to cancel out, give me y equals -4 divided by 5 is -4/5. And 5 divided by 5 is just 1. Our slope and our y-intercept, we're going to find our slope. The slope is always paired with our x, or -4/5. And our y-intercept does not have a variable it is 1. We're going to go on the y-axis and make our first point at positive 1. And our slope is negative 4 over 5, so we're going to go down 4. And to the right 5. Or the opposite direction. If we go up, we have to go to the left. And this is my line. Again, if you guys have any questions on this, please message me on Schoology. If you need any other help, you are welcome to set up a tutoring session with me on Teams. Other than that, you guys are free to go. Make sure you work on your assignments for today.